Good morning, everyone. I hope you're okay today. So welcome to this session. It's the welcoming session of the course. But first, I would like you to know if you can listen to me well. Please check on the tick or say yes in the chat box, please, in case that you can listen to me well. Okay, thanks, Jairo. Okay, Catalina, thanks. Okay, Laura. Okay, well, so it means that we're having good sound. So, as I told you, welcome to this course. In today's session, we're going to have two things. The first one, sorry about this coughing. In the first one, we're going to have the welcoming section. The welcoming section, we're going to have some activities like the ones that you have in press activities. That is registering your information in Sophia Plus. In addition to it, we are going to have the social forum, the initial survey of the course, as well as other little things. Basically, it's about recommendations, about how to use the course. In the second section, we're going to talk about countable and uncountable nouns. That's going to be the session that corresponds to food and drinks. So let's begin. So, as you are beginning the course, you know that the important thing that you have to do in the course is to begin to edit. Yeah, it's obvious. But how to begin? So, to begin with it, I want to show you how to get into the course. Probably most of you already know how to do it, but we're going to check. So, probably you remember that for this we have to go to Cena Virtual, edu.co. Okay. And in here, but a question. Do you prefer me to speak in English or do you prefer that in Spanish? Laura prefers in English. Okay, for Catalina, both are okay. Jairo prefers English. Okay. Well, so 3 people have answered that English is okay. Oh, Pamela, English. Okay, well, no problem. So, you're going to have it in English. Well, so, you're going to get into Cena Virtual. This way is better than in Sophia Plus. Why? Because in here, you only, by getting to this place, you're going to get directly to the course. It's not necessary to go into Sophia Plus and have several things. Here, notice, go straight to your course. Remember that you select the course that corresponds to you. I'm going to give a look at this one. So, in here you have your course. Basically, your course is going to look like this. So you have the announcements. Announcement of the course. They are very important. Please, do read them. Do read them. It's highly important because these are the ways that we use in order to give you information about the course. That is our direct way. As you know, we don't have telephones or probably you're not checking your email every day. But in here, once you get into the course, you're going to notice, the teacher is publishing something. Okay, well, there are some instructions. There's a new activity. Oh yeah, there's a teleconference. Or there's some important information. So in here, you can see it right away. You don't have to spend like sending an email to the teacher. Teacher, what do we have to do? No, you get into the course, you say, okay, so I have to come here to activities, click complete activities, and these activities. Okay, this is what I have to do. And then this. Okay, good. You have all the information in here, so please read them. It's very important. Well, the first steps in the course is basically to go where I told you. Notice. Work on the previous activities, previous activities, getting to know English at works. Personal information update in Sophia Plus. Okay, previous knowledge survey. Okay, your presentation, your introduction in the social forum, and your participation in the platform experience. Those are the first things we have to do. So let's do them. Where can I find information? In here, in the link activities. So here, you click once again, and here you have like a little document that can show you how to do the process. So notice, everything is kind of clear in there. That's it. Nonetheless, we're going to do it. Remember, Sophia Plus works better with Firefox. Usually when you have it in Chrome, you're going to find some mistakes like a big black screen and so on. So here you get into Sophia Plus. Is that my password? No, I made a mistake. Okay. So here you get into these are the roles. So you're going to go into the role of apprentice. And here you're going to find something that is called registry, person registry. And here you have the contact. So here those are the contacts details. Okay, basic information. You have to write once again your basic information. What is the idea? The idea is that here you keep up to date all your information. That is the idea. So all the information you keep it up to date, mainly the email. Okay, and save. Okay, here, this is what you have to do in Sophia Plus. Nothing else, nothing more. Here, if you want, you can work on the other parts. You can complete this information. Here, etc. Okay, the information basically is for you and for Sena registry. It's not like Sena is going to sell all the information to some particular databases. No, it's not that. It's just because sometimes when you have to be characterized in one of the courses, Sena can say, okay, well, I have this course for you as you are a manager, so probably this is going to be good for you. So they can suggest you courses. It's basically for that. Well, once you have done that, you can get Adult Sophia by clicking on Salir. And that's it. That is the first thing. Also, you have a prior knowledge survey. Don't worry, this is not an exam. It's a survey. So in this survey, there is that you answer and you send. Okay? As simple as that. Other activity is the social forum. I want you to check here something. Information is both in English and Spanish. You're not going to create new sequences. No, you're going to answer a sequence. So here it says, click on the forum title. Okay. Enter the sequence. Okay. Click on Responder. and click on read the subject and content of the message. So let's do it. Delete the sequence. Click on the sequence. Here you have the participation, and here I have also, once again, the instructions. Here you have a sample, and here you have the answer. So here you can write the title. You can say, hey, hi, I'm Elkin. And here you can write your text. Notice, here you can use, it's not a problem that you use this sample. It's not a problem. The teacher is going to say, oh no, that's incorrect. No, it's up to you. But the idea is that you're going to write the same as I do. For example, you can say that you are 25 years old, your name, what you like to do, what are your hobbies, what are your expectations, because they are according to you. That's the idea. And when you finish, you click on enviar. In this time, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to grade myself in this, so I cancel. But you click on send. We have other activity. And this is the platform information forum. It's something similar. It's like only give your perceptions. It's not like to say your experience, your perception. You say, no, the platform is okay. No, the platform is very good. It's so confusing. Or I prefer to do it in, I don't know, whatever. So, there are many things. Okay? Well, basically, it's to express your experience. Okay? Based on the perception, you have the course. And simple as this, these are the previous activities. In the case of the social forum, notice that in any place says that you have to do it in English. Anywhere it says that. This is not an evidence, this is an introduction, it's only that. But if you do it in English, try to do it accordingly to the instructions. Okay, that's the most important thing. Avoid using translators. Using translators is horrible. It's horrible because sometimes the teacher has to start like trying to guess what you wrote in Spanish in order to understand in English. Because translators, usually they are not making a very good job when they translate ideas. Most of the expressions in Spanish are not equivalent to another one in English. So for example, like when you say, instead of saying I eat, you say I ask. No, ask is something different. Ask is a conjunction. It's not a verb. So you have to say eat. Also, if you're using dictionaries, check. If I say, okay, como, and I find ask, check the examples. Check the examples. In every dictionary you have examples. Avoid using translators. It's better to use dictionaries. Okay? In internet you can find many dictionaries for that. Because a translator, if the translator doesn't have like the sense of the sentence, it's going to say gibberish. And that is not necessary, that is not good for your process. Okay? Well, here I have a question. It says, Laura says, I can change my last name. No, you can change your last name. Because that is personal information. In the case of Laura, if you are a SENA apprentice, you have to go to the Educational Administration's office in your center and you have to ask for the change of it, in case that you are a SENA apprentice. If you are not, you are a SENA student, okay, well, no problem. In the case that you're not a SENA student, you have to call to the national line in order to ask them for the change, because the information is like a kind of secret. So sometimes it's not good, because sometimes some people get into the to Sophia Plus and things are like a changing personal information. The sensitive information that you cannot change are your cellular and your names. Because when you change them, all your certifications are going to change. So imagine, for example, like Pepito. Pepito takes the English course and he gets his certificate. But Pepito later, he gets into Sofia and he changes the name and the ID. And now Pepito gets another certification, but that certification can have any name. That's why you cannot change the names. That's the reason. Okay, let's continue. Well, this is about the first part. If you remember the announcement of the course, we have other thing to do. Is this? Work on in-program materials, learning activity 1, and work on the exercises there. This is the route. Okay. So, in here, check something. Program materials. This is the most important part of the course. That is the absolutely most important. So, get in there with training materials. Notice, training material, and here you have it. But here the very big says, click here to watch the multimedia version. So I click there. And a new animation is going to start. Okay, also, please, I want you to check this animation, because in this animation you can find all the instructions and everything that you require in your course. Food and restaurants. Once again. Okay, so here notice that you have it both in English, both in Spanish. You have some buttons observe, and here you have the button that says next. Here you have some sections: introduction, contextualization, comprehension, practice 1, practice 2, and pronunciation practice. So, to see the contents, click on the top menu. This is the top menu. So, I want you to do it. Try to do it in order. Let's begin with the introduction. Okay, good day. So, notice that here what it says, that you have the topics related to what? Food and restaurants. So, here notice that you can advance. Okay, so, as I told you, food and vocabulary, terrestrial, countable, uncountable nouns, quantifiers, etc. So, here you have all the explanation. So notice. Okay. Notice that you have everything with audio. Well, what is the intention of this? The intention is that you listen and you try to practice it, because this is the material that you can use in order to learn. But notice in case that you say, okay, well, but teacher, I only have, if I go to the page 19, is it necessary for me to go from the beginning? No, you can advance. You can go backwards, you can go forwards with no problem. Okay? But it's important that you always begin everything with these activities, because these activities are the same ones you're going to find where? In your evidences. Okay? So you see, everything is there. Explanations is there. But here you have the practice. So contextualization, here you have exercises. So I invite you, please, to do them. So here notice, and you have instructions. A, B, C, and D. So there you have everything. Practice 1. Okay, and so on. But this everything is according to what you have done before. And you have a little pronunciation practice. So notice. Tomato. Coconut. Okay, so and so on. But I want you to try to do it, guys. Okay, this is the invitation. Always, always come here. Always to this section, because that is the section that gives you all the learning, that gives you everything. In pronunciation practice, the instruction is made exercise in Google Chrome. I don't get it, Laura. I don't get it. What do you mean like the instruction is made in Google Chrome? You can have this. For example, notice that I was using Mozilla Firefox, so that is not a problem. You can use basically any browser, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, and Mozilla. Do you want me to tell you how to make the exercises? Oh, let's see. In practice 3. Practice 3, you mean? Okay, Laura. En practice 3, en la práctica 3 te refieres acerca de la parte de pronunciación. O sea, la práctica 3 del último ejercicio. Really? here. ¿Práctica 3 te refieres a la que dice práctica 2 o comprehension? Señores verdes. The last exercise of the pronunciation practice. Ah, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you are right. Sí, está en lo correcto. Eso utiliza el lápiz de Google. Te quedan arreglado eso. Yeah. Give me a second. I'm gonna show that in Chrome. Okay, now this is Chrome. Tururum. Está demorado. Okay, well, while it loads. The evidences, yes, the evidences, Marcela. I'm going to explain that. Okay. Ya Laura, ya puedes hablar. No, I know. I know it's not loading. It's really slow. Mm, ¿Por qué no carga? Click on the button that says speak. Dale clic en el botón que dice hablar, Laura.
Hi, teacher. Can you hear me? Mm. Hi, can you hear me?
Ahora sí.
Can you hear me?
Trata de subir el volumen, por favor, Laura.
I have
Trata de subir el volumen, por favor, Laura.
100% of value. Can you hear me?
Hi. Hi.
Can you hear me now? Teacher, about my question of the practice 3 and pronunciation, how I can do this?
Bueno, el paso en esa es muy simple. Entonces, si tú dices que aquí no me está cargando no me quieren cargar el material, no sé por qué. Pero en la pantallita que tenía desde Mozilla, vamos a hacerla nuevamente. De Mozilla tenías tú una tranquilera que tú escuchas haciendo clic en el play, y acá al hacer clic en ese tú puedes grabar. Entonces el micrófono se pone rojo si no está bien pronunciado la misma oración. Se pone verde si está muy bien pronunciada. Y se pone amarillo cuando está medio. Pero igual es una calificación.
Sí, yo sé,
pero digamos que tratemos como de repetir lo que estamos escuchando. Sí, pero no ha sido posible que me cargue. ¿Por qué trabaja en Chrome? Yo supongo, yo sé que eso está basado en una API de Chrome, de Google. De pronto la dejaron restringida únicamente Google Chrome. Inicialmente trabajaba en varios exploradores. Supondré que esa es la causa de eso.
Profe, otra pregunta. En el ejercicio 3, cuando hay una conversación entre dos personas y hay que hacer una compra de vegetales y de comida, yo pienso que está como mal la respuesta, porque ahí en el ejercicio pues uno escucha y se escucha qué es lo que realmente necesitan comprar. Pero al darle las opciones en las respuestas, siempre marca erróneo, como si las respuestas no fueran válidas, pero es que no hay otras opciones.
¿Quién habla ahora? ¿Me repite en qué parte?
En el ejercicio 3, en el 2, perdón, ahí.
Práctica 2.
Sí.
¿En cuál de los dos?
En el B.
¿D?
B. Bravo.
A ver.
B.
Ok. ¿Esa parte?
La siguiente. No, la siguiente. Qué pena.
No te preocupes.
No
te preocupes. Pues ya lo hice.
No es un ejercicio donde dicen que necesitan comprar, que le hace falta. Mirarlo en el que yo tengo guardado.
Mi práctica 1.
Perdón, es en el D.
¿El de la práctica 2?
Sí, señor.
Listo, en este.
El siguiente. No, el siguiente. Ay, no.
Pues Laura, si quieres, revisa y me cuentas ahorita, ¿listo? Voy a explicar lo de las evidencias.
Bueno, sí, gracias.
Ok. Okay, guys. The other part of this are the evidences. The evidences, you can find them in the link activities. The evidences are the things that give you the grade. So here you can find them because the course is divided into 4 learning activities. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are the ones that give the grades. So when you click on here, learning activity 1, you're going to find that it has one activity, forum, an interactive activity, an evidence that is going to the restaurant, and an evidence that is describing my kitchen. Every single evidence is graded. It's graded. Every single evidence has an explanation. For example, in the forum, my eating habits, it says click on download. Okay? And here you have the instructions. Describe your eating habits. Ask 2 questions to one of your partner's eating habits. Your forum participation is a description of your eating habits. Include kinds of food you eat, time you eat, your favorite food. What is the idea? That you're going to use quantifiers, vocabulary related to food and drinks. And you also can make questions to your partners. That is the idea. So remember, click in the title, get into the sequence, and click on answer and then send. Here you have the sequence. And here you can click on answer. And you write your participation. Okay, here once again you have like a little description of what you have to do. Okay, and click on send. That's the activity. As simple as that. Okay, the interactive activity is an interactive activity as it says. So the idea is that you click on the title, and here you have the instructions. Notice, you can translate. Cynthia needs to prepare from the city to confess about which interview. She does not mention. Okay, well, you got the instructions. Remember, what she doesn't need. Okay, and so on. That is the interactive activity. Please, do it until the end. Until the end. If you made a mistake, you can repeat, no problem. You can repeat it many times. In the other evidence, going to the restaurant is simple. You can click on download, and here you have the instructions. It's a Microsoft Word document. So in the Microsoft Word document, you can do it in the Word, and then when you have it ready, you're going to send it. Where? Here. So you check where your file is. For example, this one, I'm going to say that is this one. Okay? If you have any comments, and you send it. And that's it. As simple as that. The same about this other one. You download a document. In this case, it's another Microsoft Word document. You do it and you send it. And those are the things. But important, very important. When you want to know what are your grades, clicking here, my grades. I don't have access to it. But in here, you can see all your exams, all your activities, the evaluation, the feedback you receive for it. So please try to work on them. Please do it. Okay? So basically that is the exploration of the platform. It came a little bit long. But we have other things to do today. Okay? And it's the learning activity number 1. You're going to do it very, 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 very fast. What is this? Here. Okay. So give me a second, I'm loading the presentation. Food and drink. When you think about food and drink, you're going to find that we have some elements that you can count and you cannot count. You cannot count. Okay, so here, for example, you have some elements. In this case, you can notice that some elements like biscuits, rabbit, t-shirt, house, apple, and saxophone, they have plural. But in this case, this cannot have plural. You don't say waters, you don't say coffees, you don't say cheeses, musics. No, they don't have plural. As they don't have plural, they are not countable. They can have countable. 1 rabbit, 2 rabbits, 3 rabbits. They can have they can have plural, so they are countable. So, in other words, countables are things that we can count. Cat, woman, pencil, child. Have a plural form, cat, cats, women, women, pencil, pencils, child, children. Can have an a or an or a number before them. I have a cat. My cousin has 3 children. Uncountable nouns are the ones that we cannot count. Milk, safety, rice, happiness. They have no plural form and usually cannot have a or an or a number before them. They like rice. I wish much happiness. So here, and as well as in the course, you notice that there are many things that we can classify. We can classify. Okay, so these are countable things: bun, sandwich, apple, orange, burger, fries, eggs, salad. I think that I'm going to share this presentation for you. Save a file. Okay. Interesting. Hmm. I couldn't find how to send it. Okay. So, and there are other elements that are uncountable: bread, fruit, juice, meat, rice, cereal, etc., etc. Well, but here I have some little questions. Chocolate. Chocolate, in your opinion, is countable or uncountable? Uncountable, that's right. Because, and why? Because it's a liquid. Chocolate is a liquid. Apple is countable because it's as a fruit. But what about a car? It's countable, that's right, because you can say cars. Sugar, countable or uncountable? Uncountable, exactly, because sugar are like a little drinks. When you have small elements, they are not countable. For example, salt, grains, cereal, they are not countable. Why? Because it's not worth. Television. Television is, it depends. If you say something like about television as the way of transmitting images through waves and everything, it's uncountable. But if you said television as the set, the device, the apparatus, it's countable. Oil. Oil is uncountable. It's a liquid. Butter is uncountable as well. Okay? You have butters because in the case of butter, what you measure? The quantity, the amount. You say a pound of butter, a kilo of butter. So you measure the quantity and the amount. Umbrellas. When you have an umbrella, it's a countable thing. One umbrella, two umbrellas. Money is countable or uncountable? Uncountable. Money is a concept. Money is a concept. You not kind of say, okay, I have 3 monies. No, you cannot do it. Okay? You count the bills and the coins. Water as a liquid is not countable. Friend is countable. You say, I have 1 friend, 2 friends, 3 friends, 4 friends, etc. Book, countable. Shoe, countable. Chicken as the animal is countable. Time, not countable. It's uncountable. You cannot count the time. You say, I have 3 times. No. Cup, countable. Jam, both. Both. Which one is Marta? Another example. TV, for example. When you say TV, that they can be both countable or uncountable. Yeah, TV is because that happens with that. Because it's a word that has 2 meanings. For example, you say television, and usually you say television set, TV set. When you refer to the television, you can say, hey, what is on TV? But when you say what is on TV, what are they transmitting? The radio. The radio can be another example. Okay? What's on the radio? Are you listening to the radio? But it doesn't mean like at the radio as the apparatus. Or it even can be the radium, the chemical element. The chemical element. Okay? Welcome. Well, simple here. Countable and uncountables. So, to sum up, whenever you're talking about a countable element is an element that has plural. You can touch it, you can see it, and you can divide it into sections. For example, children, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. But an uncountable is something different. An uncountable is generally a thing that you have to measure, for example, like with kilograms, etc. So what you are buying is the measure. For example, when you go to buy cheese, you go and buy 1 pound of cheese, 3 pounds of cheese, etc. You don't buy, for example, like 3 cheeses. No. That's so different. Okay? Milk. Milk is a liquid. Liquids are uncountable. So when you say, yeah, I went to buy milk, but it's a measure of milk. A liter, a box, a bag. That's what you're buying. Okay? That's what you're buying. Elements. For example, like rice. Rice is not countable. But you can say, yes, but I can count the rice. 1, 2, 3 rices. But in this case, it's not necessary. So when that happens, they become that is not countable. Okay? So that's what happens with the countable and uncountables. Okay, well, also I have to go as well because this was scheduled only for 1 hour, and probably at any moment this is going to close. Later you can find this recording in the course, in the section online sessions, conferencias web. You can find this in both. You can find that in both the recording of the collaborate recording, and as well as in video session, like for YouTube. Now I'm looking for the file of this little activity that we had here, so you can have it and you can practice exercises. Remember that you can contact me on Mondays and on Thursdays at 10 o'clock in the morning, where in Collaborate, in the teacher's structure, you can find where is the address, where is the link for finding your structure. Also through the email. I'm going to be available for you on my email, as well as in the course, in the questions, in the forums. You can find that. Private messages is another space that you can use in order to contact me. So I'm sending you a couple of files. One is the exercise Mondays and Thursdays. Okay, so here I'm sending you 2 files. One is of the activity, the presentation itself, and the other one is like a little explanation of everything. So it was a pleasure for me to have you here today, and let's see you around. Okay, so take care, goodbye. Please don't forget to log out in order to create a recording of this session. Okay, thanks a lot. Goodbye.